school is starting to wrap up for many local students, and the transition to summer can be stressful and for parents and kids. Joining me now is our parenting expert, Patty Maxwell from Engage Kidz, who has some tips for families. And it's important to get ahead of this now because school is still in session now. We have a couple weeks.
Not much time, but
Not much time, but there's a little bit of time.
Yes.
So why is this transition so chaotic, do you think?
The biggest reason is if you have school-age kiddos, your kids are in school for 6 structured hours a day. That's a long time.
Right.
And so then if they're coming home and there's no camp, or even if there is camp, but they're coming home and here they have nothing to do. And within a week or two, you start hearing, I'm bored, I'm bored. Or they just start getting into trouble because they don't know what to do with themselves. So if we can keep them structured, we will have a much calmer time.
Well, and I'm glad that you brought up getting into trouble because there can be some behavioral issues that arise that it can even come from the most unlikely kids, you know, kids who are generally well behaved, but it's just having that like, nothing is going on. They start fighting with their siblings, all sorts of problems.
Completely. Kids that have gotten along all year long, all of a sudden are not. And the summer can really go south very quickly for families. So keeping them on a schedule, keeping them in camps, doing activities with them, but using these types of things can be very, very helpful.
Okay, so let's talk about how we can avoid this. And you brought a lot, I love this so much, a lot of visuals for us to kind of try and figure this out and easy stuff that you can incorporate at home.
Yes, so these are just different ideas of schedules that can be possible and useful.
So we're gonna start with these.
Okay.
And so walk us through what this is. I love these. It's very visual for kiddos at home too.
Yes, so the longer one is an entire day schedule, and I actually have this one set up for school. So you start with breakfast, you jump into going on the bus, you know, after school you have to do homework, the TV time, and then off to sleep. So that can be something that a child can see and a parent can see every day. They know what's happening. It can stay on there, or these ones are Velcro, so they can be pulled off. The second one is just a smaller version if the kids don't need as much detail. It's, you know, school, home, homework, out to dinner, hockey practice, shower, and bed. Again, a nice visual for everybody, but it doesn't have to be incredibly extensive.
Right. So, and as you mentioned, these can just pop on and off. So you can change this out as you need to.
Absolutely. So you can actually take them off, you can change them out. I have some kiddos that will use them and put like a cross through them or a check mark just so they can see that they're finished. I have some kids that take them off and put them in a zippy bag. You can do so many different things. And these wonderful little things, these sticky notes, if you don't have a picture, you can make your own. You can draw a picture, you can put the words there, stick it right there, it works perfectly.
And where would you put this on display? Is this something that goes in the room or just like a common area of the house?
It depends on the child, depends on the family. A lot of families will keep them near the refrigerator. Everyone seems to go to the refrigerator. So that's a nice
multiple times
community,
a day.
yes, a community area. But this one is small enough where it could go into a child's bedroom. This one is also a really nice one.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Sorry, that's super loud. But you can make this one. This one just has like going bike riding into the playground and then dinner time. Very small and portable, but something you could use for like taking around the house is that the child takes it with them. They have to get dressed, they have to brush their teeth, and then it's off.
Can we talk about allowing the kids to be involved in this process? Are they allowed to, I mean, you want to provide the structure, but in school they don't necessarily get a say in what they're doing and how their day flows.
No.
So should they be able to have a say in how this is outlined?
Yes.
Or how does that work?
I think they should, and even your littlest ones can have a say in it, right?
Yeah.
So if it's something during the summer and there doesn't have to be a strict schedule for it, then you know they can pick, do you want to go to the park or do you want to go to the swimming pool? Let them pick where they want to go, as long as it's still okay with the parents. You certainly don't want to give them 2 options and then be like, oh, no, we can't go swimming. It's raining outside. That's unfair to do to the kids.
Yeah.
So yes, and that'll give them some control in their day and keep them a little bit happier and more engaged.
Well, this is great for day to day, and especially if it's changing, if you don't have a camp lined up. But I love that you brought this.
This is a fabulous one, and I just did it super quick. I did add the pictures in case you have little ones, but I put like this whole week we're going to do the YMCA camp. The following week it's dance camp. So something like this is really important to keep again on the refrigerator or right next to it on the wall so that the kids can see if their weeks are changing week by week. They need to know what's happening.
Right.
It'll help keep them a little bit more in control, a little calmer. They'll understand what's, you know, life is more predictable with this, and it also helps keep us parents on, you know, because if you have kids going to different camps every single week, or different kids going to different camps, this can be super helpful for you.
So let's talk about the families who aren't able to do a camp, and maybe they aren't, and so there's going to be more of an unstructured day. How do you avoid some of those power struggles that may arise during the day from the kids just getting bored or not having that typical 6 hours of structure?
Well, if the kids are at home, I say make home camp. You can set this up where it's, first thing in the morning, you're going to help cook breakfast. And then the next thing we're going to do is go to the park. And then after that, they get some TV time. You can set your day up in a structured way so that they still have that, loose structure, but it's still there and it's predictable. It can change. It doesn't have to be so rigid, but it still keeps your day flowing and keeps everybody a little bit calmer and in control.
When I'm thinking of this, to me, it seems like it would apply mostly to kids, let's say under the age of 12. How about for older kids? How does that work when they start to maybe resist a little bit of this stuff?
Well, at our house, we actually have a similar one to the large one, and we literally have day by day what is happening. And our kids, they're 18 and 16, they have learned that every day they need to look at the calendar to see what's happening. And so I think that that's really important for the older kids too. And if you have younger ones in the house, it's a little easier to squeak this stuff in, and then the older ones will actually pick up and keep going with it too. But I do think it's important for everybody to know, because we live off of schedules.
Well, and even just thinking about the value of learning time management from something like this, that they're learning a little bit of that too.
And it's fun.
Patty, thank you so much. I love the visuals that you brought here today.
Thank you.
Hopefully it helps some parents out there. I know I'm jotting down notes mentally.